o'clock, Sunday at 5, and Monday, if necessary, at 6. Hosting the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
That's right.
Ole Miss in Tucson, Arizona, taking on the Arizona Wildcats. Friday, 8 o'clock. Saturday, 9 o'clock. Sunday, if necessary, 8 o'clock. There you go. 6 SEC teams in the Super Regionals. Ole Miss, MSU, Tennessee, Arkansas, LSU, and Vandy. You can watch the show right now on Facebook. Search The Out of Bounds Show. Facebook, search The Out of Bounds Show. This is 105.9 The Zone, ESPN, WRKS. We're streaming live on the Out of Bounds radio app, and we're streaming live on the Zone 1059.com. We're also on the iHeartRadio app, among many other things. Want to thank you for going and hitting the podcast. Apple Podcasts, search The Out of Bounds Show. Shout out to all of you who go back and listen throughout the day and evening and so on. And your SEC Insider Hit this morning is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue. The official healthcare provider of the Out of Bounds Show, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. So will Nikhazy go Friday or Diamond? Will Bednar go Saturday or McLeod? I think those are some interesting, fun, delicious questions for the morning. It never stops, dude. We don't even take time to really, really appreciate we're already like, all right, who's starting? Doug Nikhazy, Derek Diamond against Arizona. Who is starting against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in game 1? Do you go Will Bednar? Or do you go, is it Christian McLeod?
That's correct.
All right. Do you go Christian McLeod? What direction did Lamonis and Bianco go? I don't know. We'll have Parrish in a few minutes. Parrish Alford, Ole Miss Insider, djournal.com. Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans at 8:30. And there's a lot of NFL news out, by the way. And then we'll have Tom Luganbill at 9:30. All of them join us on the Modelo. Fantastic beer. Modelo guest line. You can enjoy an ice cold Modelo with a lime later this afternoon. What are you looking at? Anything?
What I was thinking about.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, right. No, I wasn't. You're right. You called me. No, I was thinking about, like you said, with not only how you start these games, but just the environment, like difference between what Ole Miss is going to go to at Arizona and what State's going to host in Notre Dame, and how that may play a factor in these two teams. I mean, Ole Miss, for the most part, has played in the Southeastern Conference against these big crowds. It's going to be interesting for them, I think, going to Arizona, where it's not going to be kind of as rowdy and raucous. Are you more willing to wait and start Nikhazy in game 2?
Right.
You have to win Nikhazy's game regardless. So whether it's game 1 or game 2, you got to win Nikhazy's, and then you got to win one more.
Right.
So you got to have a non-Nikhazy pitcher win you a game. To me, that's the biggest question, because it's the first game Friday night. It's the shortest turnaround time. But because you're not playing in a rowdy environment, and because your team has hit the ball so well, I wonder if you're apt to start Derek Diamond.
Ooh. Mr. Fort Walton Beach.
That's right.
All right. Well, those are the questions, and we want the answers. So, should I text Bianco and Lamonis right now? Or wait a few minutes?
Speaking of which, to speak to your point, too, that you said about supers and regionals, that was the other thought I had to flash across my
way.
brain. It's just like in football. We do this in football, too, right? In the NFL. Everybody wants to make their conference title game. Until you make the conference title game, then it's not enough. You want to win it and go to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing. Like, we all sit here all year, and, like, it's exciting to win a regional. But as the Mississippi State players showed you, and like other teams across the country showed you, there are teams who are so pre-programmed that winning the regional is just, hey, it's what we're supposed to do. It's another series in a step along to what we're actually here for.
Tyler Orca, who is a Clarion Ledger beat writer for Mississippi State, said that it was I was there. It was a very subdued celebration, almost like just a regular series win during the season. For Mississippi State. Ole Miss dogpiled when they won. Everybody's got their own thing. And now we turn the page and we go to back to Starkville, Mississippi, and to Tucson, Arizona. And as you said, to Knoxville, Tennessee. Evidently, LSU had a bad taste in their mouth after that series earlier this year, and it was very chippy. And so Paul Maneri and the LSU Tigers come out of the Oregon Regional, and they will now head to Knoxville, Tennessee, to take on the Tennessee Volunteers and Tony Vitello, who could be Paul Maneri's successor. Who knows what will happen in the? But Maneri may just keep winning. They may punch their ticket to the CWS. That'll be one to keep an eye on this weekend too. LSU and Tennessee hook up again for a super regional in Knoxville. Tony Vitello is the hottest name in college baseball, right? I guess, with Dan McDonnell, kind of whatever. And Paul Maneri's retiring from LSU. And so we'll see how that looks. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. The SEC Insider Hit is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue. We want to welcome you in, say good morning. Hope you're doing well. The Mississippi Ag John Deere Tractor text line for you is 601-885-3776. One of our questions today, Tim Elko and Landon Sims, are they human? This could be a yes or no answer. Maybe you even want to elaborate more on the Mississippi Ag text line, 601-885-3776. We're live in the Bank Plus studio, back after 5 days in out. And I have not spent that much time in Starkville, Mississippi since I went to school there. I spent the night Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, 4 nighs. So I haven't been in Starkville, Mississippi for 4 nights since the 90s. And I enjoyed it, but I was ready to get home. So that worked out well. Our next guest, Parrish Alford, Ole Miss Insider, djournal.com, joins us on the Modelo guest line. Parrish, what a weekend in Oxford. How are you, man?
I'm recovering a little bit. It was long, but it was good. It was a good weekend. I think I heard that you were ready to get home from Starkville as well.
I was, man. Are you going to make the trip to Tucson, or have you decided?
Yeah, I will be making the trip. They're going to have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday Super Regional, so I'll get out there sometime on Thursday. Man,
that's awesome. Have you? I've been to the Phoenix area, but I've never been and I've been to Arizona State's campus, but I have not been to the University of Arizona, a la the Arizona Wildcats campus. Have you been to Tucson before?
I have not been to Tucson. I went out to Tempe with Ole Miss in 2007 for that Super Regional. So I've been to the state a couple of times, but never to Tucson.
You know, that was a big win yesterday. Every win is big to win a regional and go to a super. But you kind of got the sense that Mike Bianco did not need to lose to Southern Miss, an in-state school that Ole Miss is bigger and has more resources and in the SEC and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, there was a lot of back and forth. But to get up the way they did with Elko's Grand Slam, I mean, that was I thought it was a big-time win for Bianco yesterday. Your thoughts?
Well, it was a big win, and they certainly didn't need to lose it for all the reasons that you're saying. Look, this is not a program right now that aspires to only get to the championship round of a regional. So they needed to win the regional, needed to advance, and we'll see where they go from here. But, look, that's a quality program. I mean, we all know this. We know what college baseball is like in Mississippi. I mean, that's a good Southern Miss program with very good pitching and apparently with better offense than what the guys who cover them tell me they've seen a lot of this season. I mean, Southern really hit the ball this weekend. And that was a hard-fought last 2 games for Ole Miss. I know that they were disappointed with how they hit or failed to hit Sunday night, and they really put it together yesterday.
Yes, they did. You can watch the show right now on Facebook. Search the Out of Bounds Show. We're visiting with Parrish Alford, Ole Miss discussion with Parrish Alford. That's his Facebook page. Also, djournal.com. Parrish heading to Tucson, Arizona for the Ole Miss Arizona Super Regional, which is going to be late. Some late starts, 8, 9, and 8 if necessary, out in Tucson, our time, out in Tucson, Arizona. The question we're asking this morning, Parrish, I'd like to get your thoughts, is are Tim Elko and Landon Sims human? So for you, who covers Elko on a game-to-game basis, can you confirm, is Tim Elko human, or are these guys like superhuman?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's just crazy what Tim Elko is doing right now and continues to do with the home runs and just with the good swings. I mean, everything's not a home run, but he's getting some line drives off. He's not going to be hitting too many doubles right now. I haven't seen that from him since he came back. But when we were told early on that there was a chance that he could rehab the knee and come back in some role this season, I thought that was possible because I've seen ACL injuries before where someone was able to rehab and delay the surgery, and that's what's going on here. But you don't know how effective they're going to be. Sure, they can come back and get in the lineup and swing the bat, but you don't know what they're going to look like doing that and how different it's going to be than before the injury. But Tim Elko just continues to swing and make good contact. Now, I will say, Bo, that yesterday there were balls flying out of Swayze Field like I've never seen before. I mean, just anything that got up, especially to left field, had a chance to get out, and that happened several times. So there were some very some impressive shots that we saw.
Yeah.
But there were some that were wind aided, let's say.
Right. Okay. What do you think they do on Friday, Nikhazy or Diamond?
Let's see. Yesterday was Monday. I could see them starting Nikhazy in the first game. I mean, it's that time of year. I mean, that would be if you're a major league pitcher, and it looks like he's one who's not far away from that. I mean, those guys go every fourth day. So yesterday was just one of those days, man. It was the elimination final game. When your season is over, everybody's going to throw in that game. And there were 5 weekend starting pitchers. Now, Ben Etheridge from Southern Miss did not start in the regional, but he threw 40 pitches in their opener against Florida State. So he had thrown 40 pitches on Friday before he came back and started yesterday. But you had 5 guys who were weekend starters that threw yesterday after starting or throwing a significant amount of pitches in the regional. So, I mean, that's just what coaches do on that last day. And, look, I didn't think Nikhazy located as well as I've seen him locate before in the 7th inning. And now those home runs he gave up, they were 2 strike counts and good hits. But he wasn't quite locating at that point like I've seen him locate before. But he certainly was when he came in the 6th and stranded 3 runners with that strikeout of Sykes, Southern's pinch hitter.
All right, so could be Nikhazy, could be Diamond as far as Friday night. And then after McDaniel struggled, do you think that Bianco and his staff will, reconsider, or if there is a game 3, go with McDaniel again?
I would think maybe you run Tyler Myers out there if there's a game 3, or maybe Jack Doherty again. Doherty pitched well yesterday, and it was his second big appearance in a regional. I thought yesterday with Doherty starting and pitching well that was kind of like an audition for an SEC spot for him in the rotation next year. Drew McDaniel is going to be part of this plan. There are not enough pitchers for him to not be part of the plan. But whether that is a long relief outing or what, I'm not sure. It's going to be hard. It would be hard for me as a coach to go back to him right away.
Okay.
But you've got to involve him, and you've got to. I mean, you can't just not use him. You've got to find how you can make him effective because he's been effective. I mean, he did not pitch well in what was his first regional start, but look, he's thrown some big innings and has gotten some big outs this season. Now, neither he nor Derek Diamond have been as consistent, as effective as this team needs them to be since that Gunnar Hoagland injury. But these guys are part of the future, and you got to find a way to make it work.
Parrish Alford, djournal.com on the Modelo guest line. Ole Miss wins their regional and will head to Tucson, Arizona. They'll play Friday, Saturday, and maybe Sunday in the Super Regional against the Arizona Wildcats. With McCants struggling, we know how talented he is, but with him struggling at the plate, what do you think Bianco could do this weekend? Do you think you could see a shuffle? And also at first base, kind of a back and forth between Baker and Harris? What do you see there too, Parrish?
It's like anything else. Whoever hits is going to win the job. Whoever hits will play. McCants has hit so much this season and has been so good, it's hard to take him out of the lineup right now for the chance of maybe a John Rice Plumlee who hasn't hit as much. But I could see Plumlee maybe beginning to platoon in center a little bit. Maybe McCants becomes more of a lefty-righty matchup thing and give John Rice some opportunities. Maybe if there's some left-handed pitching, kind of like he's doing in right field, maybe platooning him a little bit, in center field as well and getting him some more bats that way. But McCants is really struggling. Now, this is a guy that was hitting 350 in May, just a month ago. Really, one of the best hitters on the team there for a stretch. But he is struggling right now, and it's. I think it gets into his head sometimes defensively. I mean, we still see McCants, and you could see yesterday when there was a fly ball that he drifted over toward left field. He didn't get nearly as close to Kevin Graham as he did the day before. So it looked like there'd been some conversations and something clicked. But so many times we've seen McCants drift over and come much closer to a collision than is necessary. So maybe that part of it is sticking right now, and maybe they've worked through that. But I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Plumlee work in there a little bit.
Okay. Well, he's a heck of a ball player, but as freshmen, sometimes you hit a wall at times. So we'll see what shakes out with McCants. And then I guess we just found out, so we don't know when Ole Miss will head to Tucson, whether it be Wednesday or Thursday. I know you're going on Thursday. Out of bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Parrish Alford joining us on the Modelo guest line. Okay, Broadway comes in, and, he was the elixir. He did what they needed him to do yesterday. Looked sharp, looked good. Just talk a little bit about what he brings to the table out of the pen.
Well, what he brought yesterday was command of his off speed and his breaking pitches, which I thought was really big, the way the ball was jumping out of the park. But when he came in there in the eighth inning and got through the top of the order there, now Trimble got a hit, which it seemed like they couldn't keep him off the base, all weekend long. Had that smash there at first base in the eighth inning, but that was the only hit allowed by Broadway. But it was mostly breaking balls there. He didn't come in just throwing the 94, 95, and, pumping fastballs in there. I thought that maybe the pitch selection was due to the way the ball was jumping out of the park yesterday.
Yeah.
Because somebody throwing that hard, man, you put just a little bit of a bat. But they were able to do that because of the way Broadway was commanding those pitches. And just a really strong performance yesterday, which was his third outing in 4 days. And there have been times this year, but they really were earlier in the season when Broadway was not quite as effective on that second appearance in a weekend. But I think he's moved past that. I think his strength, endurance have increased, and he looked good in multiple outings.
Parrish Alford, on the Modelo guest line. Ole Miss wins the regional over Southern Miss, and now they'll head to Tucson, Arizona to play Friday, Saturday, and maybe Sunday night. Parrish will be there. Check out his Facebook page, Ole Miss Discussion with Parrish Alford, and, of course, djournal.com. Parrish, thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate it. Have a good trip.
Thanks, Bo. Have a good day.
Parrish Alford on the Modelo guest line. So, Ole Miss, do they go Nikhazy? Game 1 Friday night. Almost 4 days, however you want to run the numbers, 3 full. Or do you want to go Diamond? I would think you go Nikhazy if he feels good. Because as Parrish says, I mean, this is it. There's no holding back. I mean, look at Lamonis, Blake, yesterday. He went and got Landon Sims. And some people thought that was maybe early, but Landon has proven that he can go way more than 1 inning, more than 2. And he was brought in the 7th. And, the way he ended the game, you felt like that he had 2 or 3 more innings in him. And Kevin Kopps went like 90 pitches last night for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Yep. And he's their it would be Kopps first and Landon Sims second.
Yep.
But he's a dynamite all-star, All-American reliever for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Some people believe that he could be on a Major League Baseball roster in September, which is incredible.
That's ridiculous.
But this time of year, you got to grab the baseball, you got to throw it, and you got to win. And Sims, it looks to me like Landon Sims can go for a while, too.
Yeah,
and that's
3 innings is nothing when you haven't pitched a meaningful outing in a month.
Right.
I mean, to be honest, that it was 100% what you needed. Arkansas went to Kopps in the 3rd inning. It was 2-0. When they took Kopps out of the game, it was 6-2.
Yeah.
So he went 7 innings of shutout baseball basically against Nebraska, and so that's the type of those are the performances that ink your name in your school legacy, right?
No question.
I mean, that's it. It's Nikhazy coming back on short rest.
That was the last time that Kopps will pitch in front of the Arkansas crowd.
Well, no, they'll host this weekend, Super Regional.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But it could have been. It could have been.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he went out there like it might have been. Because if they lose, it is.
And who are they playing?
They will host NC State, who beat La Tech in Ruston.
Lane Burroughs.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
Would have been Southern Miss's host if La Tech didn't win that conference.
Fair enough. Yep. All right. Hey. All right, so 1 guest in the books this morning. We got 2 more. Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans at 8:30, and Tom Luganville at 9:30. That'll be heavy football. And then, we'll plug some baseball here and there. Hey, don't forget the Out of Bounds show on ESPN 105.9 The Zone is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue. The official healthcare provider of the Out of Bounds show. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi.